Something massive just shifted on American roads in 2026, and most drivers have no clue they're already breaking the law. Quiet updates to driving laws across multiple states mean what was legal last month could now cost you hundreds of dollars, points on your license, or even jail time. I'm about to walk you through 10 major driving law changes that took effect this year, and I guarantee number 6 is going to catch you completely off guard. Let's dive in. Before we get into these laws, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button right now. Why? Because driving laws are changing faster than ever. And if you miss an update, you could be looking at serious fines or worse. I research this stuff daily, so you don't have to. Click subscribe and let's keep you legal on the road. Alright, let's start with the biggest change that's hitting drivers nationwide. Law number 1 is the hands-free cell phone law expansion. If you thought you could get away with quickly checking your phone at a red light, think again. Louisiana just became the latest state to pass what's called a no-touch law. Starting January 1st, 2026, you literally cannot touch your phone while driving. Not at red lights, not in traffic, not even to change a song. The only exceptions are if you're parked, pulled over completely, or calling emergency services. Here's what makes this wild. The law actually went into effect back in August, but there was a grace period. Police were just giving warnings. That grace period ended on New Year's Day. Now you're getting real tickets with real fines. First offense hits you with a $100 fine. Second offense jumps to $300. And if you keep doing it, they can suspend your license entirely. If you're caught in a school zone or construction zone, those fines double. Louisiana isn't alone. 31 other states now have some version of a no-touch law. Pennsylvania passed one called Paul Miller's Law in June. The trend is clear. States are cracking down hard on distracted driving, and your phone is enemy number 1. Law number 2 is going to shock New York drivers. The state just overhauled its entire DMV point system, and it's brutal. This went into effect February 16, 2026. Before this change, if you got 6 points on your license within 18 months, you'd face penalties. Now, it's 10 points. But here's the catch. They extended the look-back period to 24 months. That means violations from 2 years ago can still hurt you. But wait, it gets worse. The point values for serious violations skyrocketed. Any alcohol or drug-related conviction used to give you 0 points. Now, it's 11 points. That's more than enough to trigger a license suspension all by itself. Passing a stop school bus used to be 5 points. Now it's 8. Speeding in a construction zone, 8 points. No matter how fast you were going, leaving the scene of a personal injury crash jumped from 3 points to 5. Even facilitating aggravated unlicensed operation, which most people don't even know is a thing, is now 5 points. New York isn't messing around. The DMV commissioner said flat out, "If you choose to be reckless and unsafe, you do not deserve to be behind the wheel." Period. This is one of the strictest point systems in the country now, and it's designed to get repeat offenders off the road permanently. Law number 3 is California's Move Over Law expansion. You've probably heard of Move Over laws. When you see police, ambulances, or tow trucks on the side of the road with lights flashing, you're supposed to slow down and move over if possible. California just expanded that law to cover any stationary vehicle, any vehicle. That includes cars with their hazard lights on, highway maintenance vehicles, even someone broken down on the shoulder with no lights at all. The new law says, if you see any vehicle stopped on the side of the road, you must slow down and change lanes away from it if it's safe to do so. If you can't change lanes because of traffic, you have to slow to a reasonable speed. This is huge because it protects everyone, not just emergency responders. How many times have you seen someone changing a tire on the highway while cars zoom past at 70 mph? This law is meant to prevent those near misses from becoming tragedies. California isn't the first state to do this, but it's one of the biggest. And here's the thing, most drivers don't even know this law exists yet. That means people are getting pulled over and ticketed for something they had no idea was illegal. Don't be that person. Hold up. Before I give you law number 4, let me ask you something. Are you subscribed yet? Wild fact. Over 70% of people watching this video right now haven't hit that button. Don't miss out on critical updates like these that could save you from fines, points, or worse. Subscribe now. It takes 2 seconds. Law number 4 is about red light cameras, and it's spreading fast. Maryland launched a new red light camera program on December 5th, 2025, with cameras at 9 intersections across the state. For the first 30 days, they only sent warnings. But starting January 5th, 2026, those cameras are issuing real tickets. $75 fines mailed directly to the registered owner of the vehicle. You don't even get pulled over. The camera captures your plate and boom, ticket in the mail. California passed a similar law, allowing cities to install automated red light camera systems. But California's version is even more intense. The cameras don't just capture your license plate, they capture a clear image of your face. That's right. They want to prove who is actually driving, not just who owns the car. The goal is to cut down on people claiming someone else was behind the wheel. Critics hate red light cameras. They say it's about revenue, not safety. Supporters say the data shows these cameras reduce dangerous intersection crashes. Either way, they're here. They're expanding. And if you roll through a red light, even by a second, you're getting caught. Law number 5 is California's used car return law, and this one is actually good news for consumers. It's called the CARS Act, Combating Auto Retail Scams Act. It goes into effect October 1st, 2026. Here's what it does. If you buy a used car from a licensed dealership for less than $50,000, you now have a 3-day no questions asked return window. You can literally just change your mind and return it. There are some conditions. You have to pay a restocking fee between $200 and $600 depending on the car's price. And you can't have driven it more than 400 miles, but still, this is massive. How many people have driven a used car off the lot, gotten it home, and realized they made a huge mistake before this law? You were stuck. Now you have a safety net. This law is specifically designed to combat shady dealership tactics. The CARS Act also bans dealers from misrepresenting financing terms, vehicle history, or total costs. It's about transparency and giving buyers actual power in the transaction. Okay, here's law number 6, and this is the one most drivers are completely missing. New York, California, and several other states are now assigning points for alcohol-related incidents even if you're not convicted. Let me say that again. You don't have to be convicted of DUI to get points on your license. Now, if you're involved in any alcohol or drug-related incident like refusing a breathalyzer test or being arrested for DUI, even if charges are later dropped, you can still get hit with 11 points in New York. This is insane because it flips the script. You used to be innocent until proven guilty. Now, just the incident itself triggers penalties. New York also passed a regulation allowing permanent license denial for anyone with 4 alcohol or drug-related incidents, not convictions, incidents. That went into effect January 2025, and it's already affecting thousands of drivers. The logic is that these incidents show a pattern of dangerous behavior even if a conviction doesn't stick. But critics argue this violates due process. Imagine getting arrested for DUI, proving your innocence in court, and still losing your license because of the arrest itself. That's the reality now in some states. Let me pause here, because if you're finding this information useful, you need to subscribe. I spend hours every week digging through new laws and regulations so you don't have to. Support the channel by hitting that subscribe button. Seriously, do it now. Law number 7 is about license plate obstruction, and it just got way more serious. California passed a law targeting license plate flippers. These are devices that let you hide or switch your license plate with a remote control. They've technically been illegal since 2008, but enforcement was weak, and you could still buy them online. Not anymore. Starting January 1st, 2026. Using a flipper gets you a $250 fine. Selling one gets you a $1,000 fine. But the law goes further. It also bans shaded or tinted license plate covers. You know those smoke covers people put over their plates to look cool? Illegal now. The reason is simple. Automated systems like toll cameras and red light cameras need to read your plate clearly. If you're obscuring it, you're probably trying to dodge tolls or tickets. California's done playing games. Georgia also passed a plate law, but it's the opposite vibe. They're launching an America First specialty license plate featuring the American flag and the words America First. It costs $90 the first year and $55 to renew. It's a patriotic statement plate, and Georgia lawmakers think other states will copy the idea. Meanwhile, Michigan, South Carolina, and Pennsylvania are all rolling out patriotic plates tied to the nation's 250th anniversary. Plates are becoming political and personal in a whole new way. Law number 8 is about DUI penalties, and it's brutal. California extended its ignition interlock device program until 2033. If you're convicted of DUI, the court can require you to install a device in your car that tests your breath before the engine starts. If you've been drinking, the car won't start. Period. This used to apply mainly to repeat offenders. Now it's expanding to first-time offenders in certain cases. California also increased probation terms for vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated. It used to be 2 years. Now it's between 3 and 5 years. The message is clear. If you drink and drive and hurt someone, the state is going to make your life incredibly difficult for a very long time. Utah went even further with a law that requires restaurants and bars to check every customer's ID before serving alcohol, regardless of age. Why? Because people convicted of extreme DUI have to surrender their licenses and get a replacement with a red stripe that says "No Alcohol Sale." Bartenders and servers must check every ID to catch these red-striped licenses. It's invasive, but Utah has some of the strictest alcohol laws in the country, so this fits their approach. Law number 9 is about school zones, and it's going to slow everyone down. California lowered the speed limit in school zones from 25 mph to 20 mph, but here's the twist. This doesn't take effect until January 1st, 2031. Why the delay? It gives cities and school districts time to update signage, notify the public, and prepare for enforcement. But when it kicks in, you're going to feel it. 20 mph feels painfully slow, but the data shows even small speed reductions in school zones save lives. Wild fact, only about 86% of people watching this video are subscribed. Don't be in the majority that misses out when I drop my next video about the hidden fees and fines coming your way in 2026. Subscribe now so it hits your feed first. Law number 10 is about autonomous vehicles, and this is where things get futuristic. California passed a law allowing autonomous vehicles to be equipped with marker lamps. These are special lights that signal when the car's self-driving system is active. The idea is to let other drivers, pedestrians, and police know when a car is in autonomous mode versus being driven by a human. It's a small change, but it's part of a bigger push to integrate self-driving cars into everyday traffic. Congress is also moving on a major bill called the Self-Drive Act. It would create federal safety standards for autonomous vehicles and preempt state laws. This is huge because right now every state has different rules about self-driving cars. The federal standard would make it way easier for companies to roll out autonomous fleets nationwide. The bill is moving through committees right now, and experts think it could pass in 2026. If it does, get ready to see a lot more self-driving cars on the road. So, there you have it. 10 driving laws that changed in 2026. And most drivers have no idea. From no-touch phone laws to overhauled point systems to red light cameras capturing your face, the rules of the road are getting stricter and more high-tech. If you ignore these changes, you're risking fines, points, license suspension, or worse. Here's what you need to do. First, check your state's DMV website to see which of these laws apply where you live. Laws vary by state, and what's true in California might not be true in Texas. Second, adjust your habits now. Put your phone down completely while driving. Slow down in school zones. Move over for any stopped vehicle. Third, stay informed. Laws are changing constantly, and if you're not paying attention, you're going to get caught off guard. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. My next video drops in 48 hours, and I'm covering the hidden fees and surcharges that just got added to traffic tickets in multiple states. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Quick legal note, this video is for educational purposes only. It's not legal advice. Laws vary by state and change frequently. Always check your local DMV or consult a lawyer if you have specific questions about your situation.